My name is Jose Vizquerra, President and CEO for O3 Mining. I am a civil engineer with a master's in geology and my financial education at the Royalton School of Business in the US. I am very privileged to be here with you. Our project is a gold project in Baldor, which has already a pre-feasibility study showing $463 million net present value. O3 Mining is a very unique story in the sense that over $100 million has already been spent, as I alluded before, and 600,000 meters were done even before we started. So right now we have done more than 1 million meters. So the short-term vision for us is essentially to complete our feasibility study and to begin permits. And in the process of that, we will be showing, of course, more exploration being done around, so it can show that this project is much bigger than we have already conceptualized it in our pre-feasibility study. A pre-feasibility study, important to mention, works only with measured and indicated resources. And for those investors or potential investors that don't understand what's the difference, it really means that if you have to quantify a volume, let's say, of this cup, you will need to know the more drilling you do, the more certain you know about the volume. If you put 4 holes, you don't really know it's a cup. But if you put 1,000 holes, you know precisely that there is a cup. And if you put them very close, you know exactly what is going to be even the width of the cup. So then you know what the resource is. And in our case, we know that. We have an indicated resources that essentially shows that we have, with that, we do the mine plan. And it shows that we have around 10 years of production, showing a net present value of $463 million at a 5% discount rate. That's a short term. The short term is to now move from pre-feasibility to feasibility, which the only difference is really to have quotes for every part of the process that we will follow through. And on the long term, we want to continue to find more ore and give mine life to what we have right now. Right now we have 10 years. We want to have 15 years. In the history of mining, usually mines produce more than what they were proposed in their studies, because you keep finding ore as you come and you go down and you keep processing. And to grow the company, because we want to be an intermediate production. So with this, we will be producing 160,000 ounces. By the next 10 years, we want to reach 300,000 ounces, which means that we either find more ore at Alpha or we will be buying other companies as well in order to grow. There has been already over 100 and I'd say $130 million today already invested in this project. So the certainty of where the resource is and how this is going to be mined is well noticed, and we feel very confident about that. And we have seen many projects before, so we have the certainty that that risk is very limited. Then we are in a region where we have the support from the government, which is not easy to deal with. We have times, even if we know that this project will take 2 years or 2.5 years, we know what are the different stages, something that we don't know in many areas in Africa or South America. So that's a very big difference. We also know that we have manpower, and probably one of the better, miners in the world are from Quebec. They're all over the world working in different projects. Why? Because they are the better ones. And we are in the area from where many of them comes from. And then we have energy. And not only that, but we have, hydroelectric power, which is on the green side of the things. And that's fantastic. And we have water, and we have airports, and we have roads, and we have railroads. So that makes this project, with regards to the downside, very, very well balanced. The upside will depend on 3 factors. One, we keep adding more ounces for production, so then we'll have a longer period of production. That's the first upside. And we'll continue to do that. So as part of our catalyst will be to continue to put out, results on our exploration and what we're doing. 2 is the gold price goes up to the skies. So then for what we are, the gold price goes to the skies. But that one we don't control, right? And the third one, which we don't control either, is a takeover, an M&A situation. And the reality is that every time, and this is something that we could dig into information as well, every time that we have seen the most amount of transactions, what has been when the gold price rises. Very interesting, because you would think that companies, major companies, will be buying companies when it's the downturn. But it's never like that. It's always as they go up.